All right, so we're going to talk about today a kind of pretty sensitive topic. And first of all, without any further said, I want to say condolences to the family, all that was involved. This is a super unfortunate event that happened. It's not to be taken lightly. I'm not taking it lightly at all. But yeah, we're going to talk about what happened with somebody who went to go under anesthesia to get tattooed. And this got sent to me, I don't know how many different times I was asked about this. So I just decided to make a full video about this. So I'm going to pull it up right here. Influencer dies at the age of 45 after undergoing general anesthesia for back tattoo procedure. Ricardo Godoi. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. But this was put out by People magazines as the reference, and we're going to get into it. First, I want to say something. Every single tattoo artist that I've seen make a video about this has this completely backwards and completely wrong. And that's why I'm giving my take on this. And this is why it gets so frustrating in this industry, because not all, but a lot of tattoo artists, they're just a bunch of sheep. They're a bunch of followers who literally repeat and regurgitate the same information. It's all the same. Every video I have seen, again, I haven't seen all of them. Some tattoo artists might have a different take, but for them, like literally every video I've seen, it's all them saying the same thing. They're like this with the green screen in the background. They're like, bro, I told you this was going to happen. I knew it was just a matter of time. I called this from day one. That's literally what they're doing the entire time. The entire time. Every video I've seen, they're saying the same thing. And everyone is missing the point with this. And this is what I mean. So, all right, look, I'm going to pull this up again real quick and we're going to read this. All right, let's see. Okay. In a statement obtained by Daily Mail, the tattoo studio's owner claimed that Godoi went into cardiac arrest at the beginning of the sedation and intubation, or whatever that word is, before they were able to start the inking process. He was quickly checked out, and a cardiologist was called in to try and revive him, unfortunately without success. The owner continued, per the outlet. The tattooist also said he deeply regrets Godoi's tragic death and called him a great friend. Okay. So, all these tattoo artists who keep saying, oh, I knew this was going to happen. See, it's such a bad idea to go under anesthesia and I'm not even a tattoo artist who does it under anesthesia. I know I'm over here acting like it because I'm super passionate about it. And it's like, bro, why do you care so much? But it's because this industry just regurgitates information that is not accurate. And it's always tattoo artists who, there's only one artist I saw that actually, like, I know he's done anesthesia tattoos before, like, or tattoos under anesthesia. So obviously he knows more about it than I do if he's done it. But I don't understand. Even he said, like, oh, this is what the risk is and all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with him being tattooed. Like, nothing happened during the tattoo process. He went under anesthesia, went into cardiac arrest before they even started tattooing. So it's not because of trauma from the tattoo, because 4 or 5 artists was working on him at one time. It wasn't because of any of those things. It was literally something to do with, I don't know. All we can do is kind of like guess at this point and go off of what has been reported. But in my guess, it's probably something to do with his medical history that didn't get cleared, or it was just a freak accident that he cleared all medical records. Everything was fine. Everything was good. And then it was a freak accident, which can happen at any time. If he went to go get a tooth pulled, this could have happened. If he would have went to go get surgery, this could have happened. Like, it could have happened with anything. And the fact that everybody's trying to pin this on, oh, tattooing. If he would have just got tattoos done regularly and not went under, and he should deserve to, he needs to earn the tattoo and all this other stuff. That's the other thing I want to talk about and highlight with this, bro. I get so tired of people who can't afford something like this saying you should never do this and I would never do this and all this other stuff. That's like a person that can't afford a Lamborghini saying I would never spend my money on a Lamborghini. That's stupid. People who buy Lambos are stupid. That's a waste of money. It's like, well, brother, you'll never have that option. So it's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm saying I don't have bread for this either. I don't have no 300K to get put under to get tatted and stuff like that. But I'm not going to also say if I didn't have that bread, like throw away bread like that. Who's to say I wouldn't? The thing is that also I feel like a lot of people don't take into consideration is like these people have, if they have money to throw at this like that, they are buying time back. You know what I mean? Like they are busy. They're trying to make bread. They are making moves. They buy private jets to save time because they can make more money by just spending 50 grand on a private jet flight, getting somewhere and making 10x that rather than going and saving that 50 grand and going on a Southwest plane or something. You know what I mean? And waiting in line and all this other stuff. Like there's levels to this game, bro. It's not just because they don't want to feel pain. Maybe some of them, but what does it really matter at the end of the day? If you know your whole back is planned out and you can have 4 artists work on you at one time and you can wake up and be good. And the other thing, everyone always talks about this, and I think I made a video, like probably my first video on YouTube I made about this. It's a terrible video. Yeah, it's just a bad video. But if I remember right, because I didn't know everything about this at that time, and now obviously being around other artists or doing more information or research and all this other stuff, like knowing more things about it, I think I said in it, I was like, oh, I wonder what it feels like when they wake up. Like they're probably in so much pain for 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? You got to think about this. If you've had surgery before, which I've had multiple surgeries before, they give you things. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly what it is, the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure they give you things, whether you're like while you're sedated, whatever it is, to kind of help with that pain when you're waking up, kind of that day, the next day, whatever it is. And then they supply you with things to kind of help, you know, with that pain and stuff like that. You don't think they're doing the same thing there? You know what I mean? It's not, I'm sure it's not fun recovering from a full back. You know what I mean? But I don't know. The other thing with all of this is that tattooing is the least invasive procedure, I'm going to guess, out of pretty much any surgery that you would go under anesthesia for. Think about even just getting your tooth pulled. Think about dental work. Think about a facelift, a BBL, whatever it is, like girls, all the surgeries girls get and stuff like that. Like all these different surgeries are 10x how invasive those surgeries are compared to getting a tattoo. I don't care if it's by 4 people, by 8 people. I don't care. You are literally going into a small surface area, like below the skin, like into the skin. Yes, it's traumatic to the skin, and yes, it hurts, all that other stuff, but it is not like getting split open and they're doing, I mean, do you know what they do in a BBL and lipo and all that stuff? I mean, it's wild, you know? Like, so don't tell me it's like from trauma and all this other stuff. Like these people are trying to make it out to be. And I noticed too, like I said, besides the one person I saw that spoke on this and said, and all he really said was like, this is why it kind of makes me nervous. Like I've done these tattoos before, but it does kind of make me nervous or whatever. He really didn't even still say anything bad about it, besides that he's scared to go under. So he probably would never do it just from that fact alone. He doesn't want to go under unless he like absolutely has to. Every other tattoo artist I've noticed, none of them have done it and they're just hating on it because I can almost guarantee you it's because they don't have the opportunity to do it. They don't make the money from it. They don't have the ability to do this kind of stuff. And I feel like it's just a bunch of sour people who are just jealous and who find something that people are innovative with and taking the next level, like with tattooing too. And they're just finding a way to hate on it, because that's what tattoo artists do in this industry, is that anybody who's innovative, anybody who does something a little bit different, goes off the normal path just a little bit, they all do the same thing. They prey on your downfall, they talk crazy, but then let them have the same opportunity. Let them come up with this the same type of idea. Let them have some motion or some money from those same different ideas. Their whole narrative changes. And that's what happens. And that's why I'm always in favor of people who do things that are innovative, And I don't think there's anything wrong with this type of thing. Again, I have never done it, but I would 100% love to partake in this. This is something that I would love to be able to offer eventually, because I think if you do it the correct way, yes, there's risk with anything. There's risk with just getting a regular tattoo. There's risk with getting in your car and driving to work. There's risk with everything. But I feel like it's one of those things that, I don't know. I think that if you have the proper procedures in line, whether you're like, that means whatever it means for this, like to me, I'm assuming it would mean like being at a medical facility, having the proper staff, having the proper people who know what they're doing, the right paperwork, all that's involved and all that is taken care of. There's no way. I'm sure there's some crazy lawyers out there that will try and put this on the tattoo artist and everyone involved pretty much, but that's their job, right? Like for the most part though, you're taking on the risk. They're taking on the risk that they know what it's like, just like going into normal surgery, just like going to get put under for dental work or a regular surgery. I've been put under multiple times. I've had multiple surgeries on my legs, a bunch of stuff. And I knew the risk involved. You sign a paper saying that could happen. But in every other place, no one thinks twice about this. And everyone's saying, well, you don't have to be put under for tattoos. You can just do it the normal way. Like I said, like I will keep reiterating, these people have throwaway money. They are looking to save money or save time, because time to them is more valuable than money is at their stage in their life. That's just what it is. That's a reality. And most people will never be able to relate to that or understand it. That's just what it is though. And I feel like people, again, I just get frustrated when I see and I hear tattoo artists just saying the same stuff as other tattoo artists, because it's the cool thing to say. It's the most normal thing to say. It's easy and it's cool to hate on other artists who are doing things different. And I guarantee you, if you offered one of these artists like, hey, look, you're going to make $100,000 from this procedure. If you're a part of this, or you're going to make 50 bands from this, they would jump at the opportunity. You think they're really going to be like, no, I already said that this was I would never do this. They would. So stop it. Again, I think it's wild when people do this at their house and stuff. I feel like everything I've read in this article, I'm going to try and find it. I'm pretty sure they said, yes, the team opted to carry out the tattoo in a full hospital setting in the Santa Catarina state of Brazil, and Godoi was sedated with a general anesthetic. They did it in a hospital setting. Now, is Brazil good at this stuff? Do they have a safe hospital setting? I don't know. But I'm just saying it's in a full hospital setting, and that's everything you can do. The other thing with this is that I feel like a lot of tattoo artists, or just people in general, they think that because these things cost anywhere from 100, 150, all the way up to maybe $300,000, I've heard, right? For something like this, you think that the tattoo artist is pocketing that. They're not. I promise you right now, I don't know the numbers, I don't know the logistics, but just from an average guess, I'm pretty sure that being at a medical grade facility is going to cost you a lot of money, right? Even just for that day alone. The anesthesiologist and whatever staff you have involved, that's going to run you some bands. And then obviously paying the other artists who are involved. There's usually like 4 other artists involved after that. And probably paying a lawyer just to make sure you're safe. Probably having insurance with all this kind of stuff, which is medical insurance, which is crazy costly. After all that, you're not pocketing 150 bands. You're not pocketing 200 bands. Like, you're not, you know? So obviously they're making some bread from this. Otherwise they wouldn't be taking on this risk and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like people have the misinformation with this kind of stuff. And like I said, the only reason why I really wanted to talk about this was because I like talking about anything that pretty much fights what the normal standard in the tattoo industry is. Because honestly, if you can't tell by now, I don't rock with industry standards. I don't rock with most of these tattoo artists and how they think. Again, not all of them. I know there's a lot of good ones out there that think smart and think forward and are innovators and think outside the box and don't, constrain other artists to only doing it this specific way that they knew how, and they scrubbed toilets for 10 years before they were allowed to touch a tattoo machine, and then they think that's the only way. You know what I mean? So obviously I have a little bit of chip on my shoulder, just because of everything I've been through with stuff and other artists who just talk crazy all the time. Because even the small things I do, that's different. Oh, I teach people. I have a course. I do, I go on live and I answer people's questions about tattooing. I try and help people out. Like, I make programs and stuff for people. Like, you know what I mean? They don't like that I have a private studio and I'm 3 years in, 4 years. You know what I mean? It's just like they don't like that stuff. They don't like when you do anything different, or they think that they're better than you and they deserve to be the ones doing it, not you. It's all the same repetitive narrative with all these clowns that are in this industry, bro. And I'm going to keep riding on that hill, bro. And I feel like this is a prime example of it. Again, I'm ranting, like I'm super ranting in this video, but it is what it is, bro. Like, these people are all talking about the same thing. And I apologize if you have no idea where this is coming from and you're like, what is he talking about? Who else is saying these things? If you know, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just another one of those things that, like, I applaud anyone who is doing things. Obviously, you need to do them the right way and ethically and morally sound ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't support people who just do this and they don't have all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you do these things the correct way, there's obviously people who want this. I don't know. And I just feel like it's such low-hanging fruit that all these tattoo artists do. Anytime something happens, they always pop out and try and be the first person to say, this is so wrong. I knew it. I called it. Look at me. I called it since day one. This is terrible. I knew this was going to happen. Like, they were preying on this. I swear to you, I promise you, there were so many tattoo artists that were saying this from day one, only because out of spite. They're like, damn, somebody did something and they're making hella bread from it and they're doing something super innovative. And at the end of the day, what does it matter? Like, they're so caught on these old ways of earn your tattoos. And I'm in the middle on it because I am a tattoo artist. I do think that, like, that is a piece of it. You know what I mean? I do think it's a little, like, sometimes I do think it's a little corny if you go under and you pop out the next day with a 2K created player, like, just tatted head to toe in all different random stuff. You know what I mean? It's not thought out. It's not really throughout the process, but I also don't knock anyone who does it because guess what? I don't have 300K to just throw at anything I want. So if I did, who knows what I would be doing? Who knows, bro? And that's why I'm just not a person to judge these things, because I don't know. Like I said, if you're doing it for the right reason, especially like if you have a back piece planned out, and instead of sitting for 4 sessions, I'll always defend like NFL athletes or NBA athletes who get this done, because bro, you have like maybe a month off, like maybe a true month off that you don't have to work out. You don't have to do anything. Like, you can legitimately just chill. every other time you're out in the sun running, you got pads, you got training, you got this, you got rehab. Like, you don't have the time, but you have the money. And you're like, well, I've been wanting to get my back done, but I don't want to get 6 sessions. I can't keep flying this person out or flying out to them, having it heal, wait. You know what I mean? Like, some people just don't want to wait like that. And that's just part of it, bro. Anyways, I ranted for almost 20 minutes about this, but let me know. I'm really curious about your guys' thoughts. I'm sure there's going to be some tattoo artists in here that are like, bro, you don't know what it is. I'm sure there is, bro. There always is, right? But for the most part, hopefully I like kind of made my point with this stuff. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is a bad thing? Like, this is something that shouldn't be done? Do you think that do you think that like this really had anything to do with tattooing? Again, like I said, when I pulled it up, like this clearly says that he that it was at the beginning of the sedation and intubation before they were able to start the inking process. So that means there was not even a needle touching skin, and he went into cardiac arrest. That means there's something to do with anesthesia and nothing to do with tattoos. So if you want to simplify it just to the fact that if he didn't go under to get tattooed, this wouldn't have happened. But I would argue that I feel like this could have happened no matter what he did. You know, he could have went into cardiac arrest for something else. He could have you don't know what is going on. But I would have been even a little bit more inclined to like hear out the other side if they were like, hey, the report said he went into full-blown shock and then ended up dying like after he got home and all this other stuff. Like, then that'd be maybe something else. But when you have people who are doing surgeries regularly, like 10 a day at these offices of BBLs, you know, breast implants and doing all this other stuff like facelifts and dental procedures and all these different things. And that even happens in that area, right? But those things are 10 times more invasive than even tattooing is. And it still doesn't happen because of shock or anything else like that. Like, people are trying to make it seem like. I don't know. You guys let me know, though. Like I said, what is that? 22 minutes, 23 minutes of ranting? I don't know. I just want to make a quick video on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Are these people tripping? Would you do it if you had the bread for it? If you were a tattoo artist and you had the opportunity to do it, would you still do it? If everything was in order? Like I said, if everything was in order, which it seems like it was. I don't know. I just want to say one more last thing, though. At the end of the day, condolences to the family and everybody who was involved. This is like super, super unfortunate. It's honestly super crazy. Yeah, it's messed up. It's super unfortunate that it happened, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm making this video and taking this stuff like lightly, even though, because like all this was about the tattooing part of it and all this other stuff. Like, it is super unfortunate. I want to make that clear, but yeah, that's it.